Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. A 19-year-old man from Missouri was arrested in Washington, D.C. after police say he intentionally crashed a rented U-Haul truck near the White House. Police identified the man as Sai Versith Kandula of Chesterfield, Missouri. The man has been charged with threatening to kill, kidnap, or inflict harm on the president, vice president, or a family member, along with other counts including assault with a dangerous weapon and trespassing. Photos released of police and investigators on scene show an officer examining a Nazi flag recovered from inside the vehicle. According to Secret Service, the crash even prompted the nearby Hay Adams Hotel to evacuate, and roads and walkways were closed during the investigation. Magistrate Judge David Hennessy has denied bail for Jack Teixeira, the Massachusetts Air National Guard member accused of leaking highly classified military documents. Teixeira will remain behind bars until his trial, but his defense argued for his release, saying others accused of the same crimes were released with conditions. Teixeira is accused of sharing secret military documents about Russia's war in Ukraine and other top national security issues in a chat room on Discord, a social media chatting platform. Teixeira has not yet entered a plea. His lawyer told the judge last month that Teixeira will answer the charges and will be judged by his fellow citizens. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky arrived at the G7 summit in Japan last Saturday to attend the annual meeting of leaders of the Group of Seven Nations. A major goal for the Ukrainian leader has been to secure more military backing from his allies, particularly the use of advanced jet fighters ahead of the country's planned offensive against Russia's forces. President Biden and the summit's host, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida, met with Zelensky on Sunday during an unscheduled session of the summit that would focus on Ukraine. Zelensky's visit to the summit wasn't formally announced until a few hours before his arrival. Leaders of all the G7 nations, the US, Japan, Germany, France, the UK, Italy, and Canada, have visited Kyiv to meet Zelensky. COVID-19 wastewater data in the state continues to plunge according to the Boston Public Health Commission. The BPHC's wastewater surveillance program detected the number of COVID particles in the city's wastewater decreased by 22% in the last week. Tracking COVID-19 wastewater data has been a way for health officials to predict incoming virus waves and lulls. For more information, visit mwra.com. While the state isn't reporting daily COVID-19 health trends anymore, the Mass DPH is still monitoring and reporting health trends on a weekly basis. On May 18th, newly released metrics show that over 28,000 molecular tests were conducted and 774 new positive cases were reported in the last week. As of May 16th, 169 people are hospitalized in Massachusetts and 20 are in the ICU. 6 new deaths were also recorded in the last 7 days. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
COVID-19 boosters are an important tool to keep you healthy. You may still get COVID after getting a booster, but it helps reduce your risk of severe illness, hospitalization, and death. Learn more at mass.gov/COVID vaccine.
Welcome back. Braintree police were called to the South Shore Plaza on Friday night for what was initially reported as a stabbing. According to police, the victim was a 21-year-old Dorchester woman. The victim sustained a minor injury to her neck during the fight, according to police. The victim and suspect are casually known to each other and apparently met with the intention of having an altercation. Police did not specify where in the plaza the incident occurred, but multiple officers were seen on top of one of the mall's parking garages. Witnesses said at least one canine unit and investigators taking pictures could also be seen at the parking structure near Nordstrom and Target. No arrests have been made and no charges have been filed at this time. The investigation is still active and ongoing, and more information will be released as it becomes available. The Braintree Town Council approved a $21.6 million capital spending plan that will create a public safety dispatch center, rebuild Allen Street, and expand the Plain Street Cemetery. The plan includes improvements and repairs to the town's buildings and roads, as well as equipment and vehicles for town departments. Some of the spending plan includes $5.65 million to reconstruct Allen Street between Quincy Ave and Shaw Street. Then $4.1 million will help pay for the conversion of the former water and sewer building to a public safety dispatch center next to Town Hall. The money came from a state grant, but the mayor said the town will seek more state money. The dispatch center would serve Braintree's police and fire departments, as well as the Randolph Police Department. The Massachusetts Society of Certified Public Accountants announced this week that Braintree students Gerald Fernandez and Bertina Nguyen were awarded scholarships from the Mass CPA's Educational Foundation's 2023 scholarship program. Fernandez won the Edelstein and Company LLP scholarship and is attending Framingham State University. Nguyen won the Emerging Scholar Award and is an incoming freshman at Bentley University. Amy Pitter, president and CEO of Mass CPAs, said, quote, "The society is honored to support these exceptional students who are the next generation of Massachusetts CPAs. Their dedication and talent are truly inspiring, and they make us all feel confident in the future of the accounting profession," end quote. The town of Braintree will be holding a Braintree Pride Festival on Sunday, June 4th at Watson Park. Braintree Pride aims to elevate inclusivity, equity, and awareness in order to celebrate the thriving LGBTQIA+ community. The event will include a bounce house, fire trucks to explore, face painting, and music, as well as a food truck, ice cream truck, other vendors, and more. The festival on June 4th from noon to 4 p.m. is free to attend and family friendly. For more information, you can visit BraintreePride.com. Spring sports are in full swing. Here's Mike Wassel with the latest in Braintree High School sports.
Girls lacrosse, Braintree and Brookline, and the Warriors strike first as Braintree battles back and cuts it to 2-1 as the Warriors go back in front by 2 here in the first half as they continue to add to the offensive onslaught as Braintree continues to stay around here down a goal, but it's Brookline opening things up now, leading by 3 here in the first half, and more of the same in the second half as they score again to go up by 5 goals and win by 5 goals, 15-10, the final score over Braintree. Moving on to boys lacrosse as Braintree and Mansfield, and a goal off the opening face-off as Mansfield takes the lead 1-0, and then Braintree counters with a goal to make it 1-1, but it was all Mansfield from there on out here in this first quarter, already leading 6-1, and another strike here off the rebound as they beat the Braintree goalie, and now here into the second quarter, a 13-1 lead as they had a commanding lead all the way through, but here in the fourth quarter, Braintree scoring a couple late goals to make the score a little closer, and 16-4 is the final score as the Womps lose to the Hornets. Rugby, Braintree and Milton, and a 3-point kick here for the Wildcats who take the lead, and then Braintree trying to get on the board, and they score here. A try to make it a 5-point play for Braintree, missed the 2-point conversion after it's 5-3, and then later here in the first half, Braintree on the opposite side of the field, able to break towards the try line and stop just short, but Braintree on the restart, they dive towards the end zone and score, and another try there as Braintree missed the 2-point conversion again. They lead 10-3, and right before the end of the first half, Milton able to tie up the score as they convert the 2-point play. It's 10-10 here in the second half, and late in the game, Braintree barreling through, and the try is all that Braintree needed, a 15-10 final as the Womps get the victory here at home against Milton. Softball, Braintree and Weymouth, and an RBI ground out here for the Wildcats in the first inning, and then Braintree able to get on the scoreboard here as this one gets all the way to the wall as the Womps knot it up and then take the lead here in this bottom half of the second inning as Braintree with a nice little hit towards the middle of the infield finds its way through, and now leading 6-1. A pass ball gives Braintree a commanding lead here in the third as the Womps had another big inning, and then this one shot out towards the outfield, gets all the way by, and it ends up turning into an RBI triple as Braintree continues to add on here offensively in this ball game. The Womps just doing lots of damage with the bat, and now 12-3 here in the fifth inning as the little pop-up drops and Braintree scores again. They lead by 10, and this one ends in the mercy rule as Braintree with a 13-3 win over Weymouth here to end this game. Baseball, Braintree and Needham, as this one finds its way through and the Rockets take the lead here 1-0 in the top half of the second, and then a crazy play in the middle of the infield as the runner runs into the fielder, and it turns into runner interference as the umpires get together and make the call. The player is out and the runner has to go back to third, and Needham does not score later as Braintree able to tie it up here in the second on an RBI hit as this one makes it 1-1, and then Braintree jumps in front as the ground ball could not be turned into a double play as Braintree scores 2 more runs on the throwing error. It's 3-1 Braintree here in the bottom half of the third, and they weren't done yet as the little flaring single into center makes it a 4-1 lead, and then the big hit, the 2-run homer off the bat of Fitzgerald into the trees, a no-doubter off the bat as Braintree scored 5 runs in the inning, and all of the scoring in this game for Braintree needed as this one is flared to center and caught as Braintree with a victory here today at home, 6-1 over the Needham Rockets. For BCAM TV Sports, I'm Mike Wassel.
Thanks, Mike, and thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
Take steps to keep yourself and your family safe from ticks and the illnesses they can cause. Use EPA-approved tick repellents on your skin and clothes. Read and follow the directions. Wear light-colored clothing to make it easier to spot a crawling tick. Check for ticks on yourself, your kids, and your pets anytime you've been outdoors. Some tick bites can make you sick, but finding and removing a tick properly makes it less likely. Call your doctor if you start to feel ill or notice a rash near the bite. Play it safe when you're outdoors.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. More than 3,000 people participated in a Massachusetts motorcycle ride on Sunday in Revere. The ride raised money for 5 U.S. Marines who were seriously injured during a suicide bombing in Afghanistan about 2 years ago. Andy Biggio, founder of the Wounded Vet Run, said, quote, "They want to come show these wounded Marines that we have their back for the rest of their lives for what they did for us," end quote. The participants in the Wounded Vet Run waited in line to meet the 5 Marine veterans prior to the ride, and the event raised approximately $200,000 for the Marines. The ride started at 12:30 p.m. and ended at 2 p.m. at Anthony's of Malden. This marked the 12th and final Wounded Vet Run, which has raised more than $2 million to benefit injured veterans. As the conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan have wound down, organizers of the event decided to make this year's ride their last. Beach erosion is washing away big chunks of Massachusetts' iconic 1,500-mile coastline due to higher sea levels and more powerful storms fueled by climate change. As a method to try slowing down erosion, the town of Mashpee nourished the beach last month, which is a process of fortifying the dunes by adding tons of sand. Directors of Coast and Natural Resources at the Trustees of Reservations, Cynthia Dipbrenner, referred to Crane Beach in Ipswich, saying, quote, "Over the last 20 years, we've seen 2,000 feet of erosion, so that's about 70 feet a year. Compare that to the last 180 years, where we've only seen about 5 feet a year," end quote. Boston Mayor Michelle Wu said the city of Boston is moving forward with a controversial proposal to rebuild the Long Island Bridge. The former bridge connected the mainland to a now-closed substance abuse treatment center on Moon Island, though Boston officials say they plan to use the island for drug treatment again. Quincy officials opposed the plan, saying it is unfair to Squantum residents who would bear the brunt of traffic during and after construction. Quincy officials opposed the plan because the only route to the bridge from Boston would be through mostly residential Squantum. Despite the opposition from Quincy, Mayor Wu said permits for a new bridge will be announced soon. Some events are coming up in Quincy as a flag-raising ceremony and festival will open up Pride Month in the city this year. The United First Parish Church in Quincy Center will hold a flag-raising ceremony at 6 p.m. on Thursday, June 1st. Special events coordinator for the city, John McDonald, said the flag raising was received warmly last year and the committee has worked with local companies to hang the flag. Then on Sunday, June 4th, the 6th annual Q Pride Day Festival will be held from noon until 5 p.m. in Kilroy Square. The festival will include food trucks, games for kids, vendors, and performances from special guests like drag performer Randy Roberts. For more information, visit quincypride.com. Thanks for watching Braintree today. We'll be right back with more on entertainment.
Did you know your teenager's brain is more likely to get addicted to nicotine than yours? The tobacco and vaping industries do. They target teens with their products and try to cover up the fact that there's nicotine in them. Talk with your kids about the real dangers of vaping.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. This week in entertainment, we have a few movie recommendations for you to watch. First in entertainment, The Mother focuses on a military-trained assassin who comes out of hiding to protect the daughter she's never met from ruthless criminals gunning for revenge. The film is directed by Nikki Caro and stars Jennifer Lopez. You can watch The Mother now only on Netflix. Next up in entertainment, White Man Can't Jump is a remake of the 1992 film about a pair of basketball hustlers who team up to earn extra cash. The film, which was just released on May 19th, stars Jack Harlow and Sequoia Walls. You can watch The White Man Can't Jump now only on Hulu. Finally in entertainment, Crater focuses on Caleb Channing, who is about to be relocated to an idyllic faraway planet following his father's death. In order to fulfill his dad's last wish before leaving, he and his 3 best friends hijack a rover and explore a mysterious crater. The film stars Isaiah Russell Bailey, and you can watch Crater now only on Disney+. That'll do it for news today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis, and thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.